Today's conversation is about the invisible architecture that supports all meaningful creation, principles in design thinking and innovation. How they not only shape what we build, but also reflect the deeper truths of being human.
We often talk about creativity and innovation as wild forces, fluid, free, boundless. But the paradox is this: innovation thrives within structure. It blooms when guided by principles.
Principles provide the framework that innovation leans on. They're not restrictions, but invitations to stay grounded, ethical, and purposeful. In design thinking, principles guide how we understand human needs, define problems, ideate, prototype, and test.
They hold space for creativity within boundaries. A principle like simplicity doesn't limit, it sharpens. Sustainability doesn't restrict, it inspires mindful design. And isn't that how life works too? We all live by certain values, even if unspoken. Our lives are designs in motion, shaped by our principles, by feedback, and by the need to adapt.
Exactly. Design thinking begins with empathy, one of the most human qualities. It asks, what does this person need? What matters to them? We do this naturally in relationships, in parenting, in friendship. Design thinking simply formalizes that intuitive care into a method.
And then comes experimentation. We test, we learn, we fail, we refine. Just like children learning to walk, or adults learning to love better, it mirrors the human journey, trying, adjusting, growing.
That's the power of iteration, and principles guide this too. They remind us to stay aligned with purpose, even when the form changes.
One of the most profound contributions of design principles is how they honor ethics. Is this inclusive? Is it respectful? Does it preserve dignity?
Innovation without ethics is noise, but innovation rooted in human values becomes music, a composition that elevates lives, not just efficiency.
Principles also support decision-making. In complex, uncertain spaces, they help us filter noise and stay on course. They're our compass.
And they keep us adaptable. We can shift tactics without losing our essence. We evolve while staying true, just like people do.
Maybe that's why design thinking resonates so deeply. It doesn't just solve problems, it mirrors life. We observe, we feel, we imagine, we try, we learn, we connect, we adapt.
And if we hold on to principles like integrity, empathy, simplicity, and curiosity, we don't just innovate, we create meaning.
A meaningful solution, a meaningful career, a meaningful life.
So, perhaps innovation is not about finding answers, it's about designing better questions, guided by the principles that make us human.
To those listening, whether you're building a product, shaping your career, or reimagining your life, start with principles. Let them be your quiet, steady guide.
And remember, every design begins in the heart. Today, we're walking into a space where personal dreams meet structured innovation. A conversation on rethinking career counseling through the lens of design thinking.
Career counseling has long been seen as a static process. Aptitude tests, job suggestions, a path laid out in logic. But our world, our choices, and our identities are fluid. Linear approaches no longer serve.
Exactly. People are not profiles, they are processes. And this is where design thinking makes a profound shift. It places the individual at the center. It listens, iterates, and evolves.
Let's walk our listeners through this methodology. We begin with the first step, empathize.
To empathize is to truly understand someone's journey, not just what they've done, but who they are. Career counselors become explorers, delving into stories, struggles, strengths, and dreams.
This involves conversations, not just assessments. Understanding what excites a person, what drains them, what gives them meaning. Here we tune into their values, life experiences, even family expectations.
Once we gather that insight, the next step is define. But not in a rigid sense. We're not assigning a label, we're clarifying a question. What kind of contribution do I want to make, or how do I align my skills with what matters to me?
A good definition reframes the challenge. It moves from what job should I get to what kind of life do I want to build. Now comes the fun part, ideation. This is where creative thinking opens doors. We encourage individuals to imagine multiple paths, unlikely combinations, bold alternatives.
A person who studied finance might explore social entrepreneurship. A history major may discover UX design. We hold space for ideas to emerge without judgment.
We brainstorm. We suspend the need for immediate answers. Possibility is the point. Maybe we draft a future resume or create a mock LinkedIn profile. Maybe we sketch a week in the life scenario or simulate conversations with professionals in the field.
With those ideas in hand, we move to prototyping. This isn't about locking in a career, it's about testing elements of a path. These small, low-risk experiments help people feel what a future might look like.
And finally, test. This is where we try things out. Apply for a short course, volunteer, do a shadowing project, and then reflect. Did this feel right? What did I learn?
Career plans shouldn't be carved in stone. They should be iterative, just like design. Every test is feedback. Every action becomes a step forward, even if the direction changes. As we wrap up this journey, let's remember the essence of what we've explored. Career counseling is not just about finding a job. It's about discovering a path that aligns with who you are and who you want to become.
And so, this isn't just career counseling. It's a journey of co-creation. Counselors become guides, not instructors. They walk beside the person, helping them design a path that fits.
It's innovative, it's empathetic, it's human. And in this world of shifting careers and evolving identities, that's exactly what we need.
To our listeners, if you feel uncertain about your next step, remember, you don't have to find the perfect answer. You get to design your way forward.
Thank you for joining us in this conversation. Let's keep asking better questions. Let's stay curious about who we're becoming.
Until next time, stay open, stay kind, and remember, your future is not found, it's designed.